What's up? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks for being here, being subbed. If you're not, hit the button, and if you're listening on YouTube, hit that like. It's like walking in the room and hitting that light switch. Let's brighten up the place and get into this beautifully honest reaction.
Talk to me nice, talk to me honestly. Look in my eyes, don't let it fall on me. Say you're a good guy, make me believe it. Don't wanna hear it, I wanna see it. See how rewind, when we rewind, feels so nice.
What is up, guys? So listen, I'm going to use Tasha K's word. I believe she coined this when she labeled Porsha a hogle. Listen, you have to laugh at that. If you don't have a sense of humor, I don't really know what to tell you. But I love to laugh, and that one was funny because listen, all of this stuff that came out when she filed for divorce from Simon, and all of these people that were on Porsha's side saying Porsha is saying that Simon is a scammer, and I believe her, and yeah, Simon is a scammer, and based on those court documents, this, that, and that, and da. Well, where was all of that energy when Porsha was running around with this man who at the time was someone else's husband first while she was with him? Whether he was faithful to that wife or that wife was faithful to him, he was in a marriage. And so he was horned around, and so was she. And she was happy about it, but now he was a scammer, right? So when she's going through the divorce, she wants to put all of these things out there about him being a scammer. Well, now this so-called scammer is no longer a resident of the United States of America. And I had people in my comment section when I was talking about the divorce and the finalization of it, that it may look like she's winning, but there's no way for the courts to enforce him to pay this money that she was awarded in the ruling, because he is no longer a resident of this country. And the only so-called asset he has here is the one that she fought so long and hard for to live in. Period. Where she never loved the man. She never loved that man. Listen, I just can't with these people. But now she is asking the court to imprison him, lock him up. Lock him up until she gets her funds, because he is in contempt. The nigga was going to be in contempt as soon as they was like, this nigga cannot be here anymore. And he was like, okay, fine, I'm out. He said, I don't have any hard feelings against 45/47, but I got all the hard feelings against Porsha. But listen, Tasha K drug the hogle, and let's just get into what she had to say.
All right, Simon, real quick. So we got an update on Simon Guobadia. And apparently he did file an appeal to overturn the $40K that was ordered by the courts for him to pay Porsha in spousal support. He claims that he's not going to pay it, and he shouldn't be able to pay it. So he filed an appeal to overturn it, because he said the only reason he agreed to pay that is because Porsha agreed to be a housewife, meaning that she would not work. And so he would ensure that she got that money if she wasn't working. But he submitted documents saying that Porsha made $9 million and she don't need that money. This is right after he didn't pay his lawyer, and the lawyer put a lien on the house, and now Portia's forced to sell it so that everybody can collect their money. So she's not going to be living in the house for 2 years. She got to put the house on the market and sell it. Now, Porsha, I heard, is hitting back. He says the Court of Appeals has 30 days from August 11, 2025 to determine whether it would accept the appeal or deny or dismiss the appeal. If accepted, then the case moves forward in the Court of Appeal and can take anywhere from 8 months to a year to resolve. If rejected, then the case returns to the trial court, and we continue September 26th in compliance with court date before Judge E. And now, just like I thought, my attorney just responded to my request for clarification on how the proceeds from the sale of the home will be distributed, and this is my lawyer's response. Prenup states The net sale proceeds from the sale of the marital residence shall be the amount paid to purchase the marital residence minus the payment of any outstanding indebtedness, mortgage, and home equity line of credit against the marital residence, liens against the marital residence, taxes, closing costs, and attorney fees. So basically, everybody's going to get their money first, and then they're going to split what the leftovers are. Now, usually an agreement would state that the parties would split the sale proceeds and encumbrances that are placed on the property as a result of one's party actions will come out of the parties' half of their proceeds and not off the top. But your prenup does not have that safeguard. So basically, Porsha got to pay. There was a woman that took to social media that basically claimed that I guess she was talking to Simon. Go ahead, Jasmine, play the video.
If I was just to sum everything up, I'm going to try to the best of my ability.
Best.
Simon Guobadia is not who y'all think he is. He is far from a decent person. I know. But looks can be deceiving. He is not at all, ladies. And though everyone is flawed, I get that. He is not even close to what you think that he is. Even if he gets to the point he's going to ask you to, I got a different account. I like to video you so I can look at you in person. When he asks to FaceTime, video, whatever, from Instagram, it does not matter what it is. He is not who you think he is.
Y'all probably think he's this and that. No, it was everything that you thought. You thought if you were talking to Simon, you had hit a lick. That's who you and that man. If you decide to get that man your banking details over the phone and you ain't never met him, that's your stupid ass. Now, I'm not saying Simon did anything wrong, but I'm just saying, why are you fucking on Instagram giving a motherfucker your bank details?
All right, guys. And you know what's funny about this? Because I was reading some of the comments in this Instagram post of this video that Tasha K posted as a clip from her YouTube video. And you could tell the Porsha stans because they're like, girl, you just need content or your content is dry. You don't have nothing else to talk about. They can't even defend Porsha anymore because prior to her filing this motion for them to hold him in contempt and request the court to put him in jail, like, really, that's happening. But before that happened, they were like, she won. She's getting $40,000 a month. The house is hers. She's gonna get all that equity, this, that, and the other, blah, 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 blah. And now all they can say is, you ain't got nothing else to talk about. Your content is dry. You're boring. Like, and that to me is, it's funny because here's the thing. Like I said, I'm not celebrating Porsha's loss and I'm not even congratulating Simon because I'm not on anybody's side. I don't know any of these people and I just try my best to be on the side of right. And I just feel that Porsha lacks so much character and integrity. She's so freaking superficial. And it's sad that we live in a nation and in a world and a society where pretty much the majority goes up for the superficial. And that's why we wind up with people like 45/47 as the president of the United States. Because people fell for, well, he didn't have any character, but they fell for charisma. They thought he was so bold and he would say how he felt and this and that. And it's like, you have a freaking racist alleged PEDO and definitely a big time, oh my God, it's just so many different things I could say about him, but this is who now we have as the president of the United States because people lack so many morals. So they will stand up for and congratulate somebody like Porsha for getting with a married man who, just because of the money that he has and it was beneficial to her, and now she's struggling and suffering in this situation. I'm not saying she's suffering and struggling to the point where she's broke and she's having to apply for public assistance. That's not what I'm saying, obviously. But listen, I'm quite sure this is a struggle that she did not see herself being in. That's why she was celebrating being in that house, being able to film where they could show that last little bit on that last season, on the finale episode. And she didn't really win. He's like, we gonna have beef forever. And that's where that's where he stands. So all the stands for Porsha is just looking really bleak right now. People in the comment section also were saying, my prayer was answered. God, yes, give him his house back. Her own baby dad couldn't put her in a house, but he got a whole hot dog business. Somebody else said, right, that lady knew what she was doing, and I think the baby daddy in on it too. Somebody else said, Porsha, go sit down. Somebody else said, should have left that lady husband alone. Somebody else said, karma in all caps. And another person said, play with an African, they stay. We stay on Uno reverse mode. Checkmate mode. Can't play in an African face and sleep peacefully at night. And you heard what you heard what Tasha K said about Porsha having to sell that house and whatever is left after all of the other things, because those things have to be paid first. They're going to get their money off of the top. Then whatever's left, if there's anything left, because who knows how long it's going to take for that house to be sold. So I do agree and believe that she's going to have to put that house on the market sooner than later, because yeah, it gave her in the prenup the option to live in the house for, I believe it was 3 years, but I believe that time had already started because she wasn't able to film in the house at first, but she was living there. So it's not like that time that she was already living in it doesn't count. It's like, and not to give the comparison, but maybe to give the comparison, it's almost like if somebody got sentenced to prison and they were being held in jail for a period of time before the sentence, they're going to give that person credit for time served. Porsha has been given credit for time served. So she doesn't get an extension of time to stay in the house. And even if she did, I believe she still would have to put the house up on the market sooner than later, because it's a house that he purchased for $7 million. I don't believe the equity has jumped up that much in that period of time. And like Simon even said when he did the interview with Michelle ATL and Brown, it's not like people are out shopping for houses with that type of price tag every day. So it's going to take a while to sell. Hell, even Kim and Croy's house that was up for foreclosure, they had it listed on the market for a while before it sold, and they had to sell it for less than what they had it listed for. Because look, times are hard. The economy is jacked up. Mortgage rates are through the roof. And we have a crap person in the office of presidency right now who's putting tariffs on everybody and their mama. So yeah, it's just a trip. But yeah, I am not feeling any type of sympathy for her. It's like, go home, Roger. Like, just go back to your old house, put this house on the market, and get some freaking peace. Because I don't hate the woman, I just don't like a lot of her ways. You know what I mean? And I can't stand people that just go up for somebody because they say the person is attractive. That's so freaking superficial. But hey, that's what got Simon into the predicament that he's in. But he seems to be okay at this point in time. He's like, well, that's her problem. I'm not in the United States anymore, so figure it out. Thanks for being here, liking, and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until next time, I wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.